My name is Jagdish Testimonial, and I'm in Oklahoma City, United States. I'm a devotee and, of course, grew from a devotee into a volunteer. I have to give you a little bit of a background before any of this makes any sense. And secondly, I had to apologize because it's not practiced and it's just as it comes to me. So I started off as a devotee of Yogananda, and it was very clear after reading the book that that was the path that I wanted to follow to experience the divine. But after making some initial progress, I was sort of stuck. I couldn't make any progress. And at that time, there were a number of people that started telling me about Swami Nityananda. And in the beginning, I was not swayed. I didn't want to start something else that might be another dead end, and I was not quite willing to try it. But in any case, I finally went that route. And the first thing, of course, was, as it's true for all of us, you certainly can see the magnetism, the beauty, and the joy of being around with Swamiji. But my level of connection was fairly superficial at that time. It's something that is fun and enjoyable to be around with, something that you want to be associated with. But the biggest transformations came 2 times, and I'm going to talk about one of the experiences, probably far, far more important for me, was I'd gone to Houston for some work, and I'd finished early, and I was trying to see if I could change my flight to an earlier time, and they wouldn't let me change because they were going to charge me too much, so I decided I'm just going to take the original flight. But the interesting thing was, on that particular trip, right from the beginning, even from the first day, I was there for a couple of days, I could feel a deep sense of wanting to be close to a temple or something where I could meditate. But in any case, I went through the work, and I finally ended up at the airport, and there was a deep yearning to see somebody in the saffron clothes. It is just like there's such a longing, wanting to see something along that line. So in any case, I was waiting in line at the airport, and at the distance, and I don't have very good eyesight, I saw some person in this orange clothes, and my heart was very, very joyous that I could see somebody. And the longer I looked at it, it seemed like it might be Swamiji, and then the more I looked, and finally it did dawn on me that it was indeed Swamiji. It certainly was the one person that I'd given my anything at that time to see, and it happened to be him. So I dropped my luggage and talked to somebody there and rushed over to see Swamiji, and it was indeed Swamiji. And there were 3 other people, and he was free by himself, so I could sit at his feet and talk to him for a few minutes. It was one of the things that finally made me totally connected with Swamiji, and it truly brought everything to me, and my questions, my doubts, and my this intellectual nonsense approach all sort of faded. And finally I felt like I am completely connected. And it's interesting afterwards that people would ask me, do you feel like you're connected? And to me it was like, of course. I mean, how can anything change? It's an experience that I felt on my own. It's not something that I read or somebody told me about, and it's going to stay with me forever. So that experience has stayed with me forever through all the incidences, anything that has happened. It always comes back to me. And anytime I'm in that airport, I try and go to the spot where Swamiji was sitting, and it brings a special joy just to think about the incidents. And anytime I feel like I'm depressed or upset about something, I can go back and go to that moment and feel the sense of peace, of love, of being connected. Well, thank you very much. Bye-bye.